Guess what happened yesterday? That big storm that pulled in everywhere on the East Coast dumped us a couple inches of snow again. So at this point, I think we've had 3 different snowstorms this year. And from what I understand, that's kind of unusual for this area. Oh, I have, I think, animal tracks in my backyard. Interesting. I should go figure out what made that and see if it's living under my house too, because that hole is still there under my house. Oh, I finally heard back from the bathroom construction company that they're gonna finish the demo this upcoming Thursday, and that I should budget for about a week and a half for them to be able to finish redoing everything. So exactly the amount of time that I needed that bathroom is exactly the amount of time that I'm not going to have that bathroom. Because this year is all sorts of everything that could possibly go as wrong as possible is going wrong. So last time I had sprained my back, right? So this time I don't know what I did yesterday. I did go to the store early morning yesterday to buy some cabbages to feed to my compost because it's too much brown matter and I needed some green matter and I didn't know how else to get it, right? So cabbages are pretty cheap, so I bought some cabbages. So somehow going shopping for cabbages is the only thing that I did, and I'm gonna blame that on pulling a muscle in my thigh because I don't know what else happened. So once again, I could use a downstairs bathroom, and once again, I don't have one. So anyway, I've been mulling it over my mind, and really what I should do is get the outside of the house and the fences painted. I was thinking maybe I'll do like a dusky red, sort of like I have on the porch floor, but I don't know, somehow the idea of a red fence doesn't really, I don't really like it that much. I don't really like red, so I'm back on kind of the cream white that is the trim color on my house. Oh look, there's a bird print. Do you see that? It's totally bird shaped. So snow outside. I did take that black contractor trash bag and fill it with the leftover pumpkin vines and stuff that were in the garden, and it was all brown stuff. That's what prompted me to go get those cabbages. I did that on Friday. I also pulled out my bird net and then fixed all the holes that I could find and then put it back in the shed because I didn't want to hang it up yet because I knew that there was some sort of like icy or wet stuff coming through. I'm glad I didn't put it up yet so it didn't rip more. I'm hoping maybe this week, if that leg gets better, I can try to put it up. And I can't move the ladder that's in my shed, but I have those chairs that are in there, right? Where's my finger? The chairs that are on that side of it. So I figure I'd pull those around because I can reach everything on those because I stood on those to pull down the big sunflower that was in there, right? Hopefully you can notice that it's down now. So I just laid it across the back fence there because I wasn't even sure what else to do with something so sturdy and big. Oh, it's actually starting to look like a house over on that construction site. I hope they don't go too much higher with it because I don't need like a 5-story ugly wall shading out everything in my garden. Oh, and I was reading online that in fact Queen Anne's lace can hybridize with cultivated carrots because it grows wild in this country. I guess Queen Anne's lace is called wild carrot. So I think I'm going to go rip up all those carrot seedlings from the carrot seed that I made last year and actually plant down something else. I'm glad I put the Kyoto carrots in, that at least some of those sprouted, so I'll have carrots this year, but it looks like it is not for certain that I'll have carrots this year quite yet. So what else happened? The pot with the basils, the scraggly pot with the basils and the tennis ball lettuce that didn't really form. I went and dumped that in the garden, and I ripped up that basil and I put it in one of those composters to make room here for that seedling tray that I thought about planting this weekend but haven't gotten around to it, and we'll see if I can actually manage it. But it might be too early still. Maybe it's a next weekend thing. And because I have a plant problem, I accidentally, wasn't looking for it, but accidentally found a Italian veggie seed importer, and they had more kinds of melons and greens So I ordered some and I'm having them shipped, and I think they're showing up tomorrow being Monday, because obviously I need more than the like 20 melons that I was already planting. And then I'm still on the hunt for greens, like interesting greens that aren't lettuce, because it gets too hot here for lettuce. So I ate those black peppers, the little purple ones, and they were pretty tasty. I'm letting those jalapenos grow in more. I don't know if they're done growing or not, because I'm terrible at, is that a little tomatillo? Because I'm terrible at peppers, apparently. But we'll see. I mean, I'm decent at everything else, so I'll just eat everything but peppers, right? Tomatillos and tomatoes are fine, so if that's my nightshade, oh, and ground cherries, then my life isn't that bad still. This orchid's still working on pushing up a spike. Some of the pink one downstairs, actually, in the dining room, it has some open blooms, which is really great. What else is interesting? I need to sweep the floor once again. I swept the floor last week, but I need to sweep the floor to get those basil leaves up. I guess these are done drying and I should put them away. I think I'm gonna plant the melons in this one because the pots are a little bit bigger. And it says if you're gonna plant melons, don't do it more than a couple weeks before you plant outside. And since I'm gonna do it more than just 1 or 2 weeks beforehand, I figure they're gonna need bigger pots. You would think that I would plan on putting the tomatoes in here, but you would be wrong. I'd rather have melons than tomatoes. And I pulled the Venus flytrap seed pot that I had in the fridge since like Thanksgiving or something out here. So we'll see if those sprout. I'm still a little sad that the Korean Melody Shark ones had died outside. So these ones I guess I'm just gonna keep inside forever. Those are, I'm not sure what really bloomed last year, or what actually set seeds. I think this might be like a cross with one of the bigger cultivars with maybe some scarlatine pollen or something. We'll find out when they sprout. This little transplant, these are volunteers from some Nepenthes I got. Little transplant on the left side is settling in, which is nice, and turning red. It was completely green in the Nepenthes pot over there, that one. I think it was growing out of the jambon pot. I just put some water in here. It's always drying out. Maybe, I mean, I guess they're the size of wistuba plants, right? Maybe I should put them in their own little pots, but there's always so much to do. What else is new in here? The pygmy dews, sprouting either in dedicated pygmy dew pots or in Nepenthes seed pots are doing okay. That reminds me that I should look at my seed over here. Not quite completely ripe yet, but it's getting there. Ooh, look, a bongzo pitcher. Just about to open. What else do we have? Have I showed you the Peter Diamato picture lately? It's really good looking. Without spilling any other pictures on me, right? And then that spike still not completely grown in. Still working on it. This thing, I swear it gets like 2 feet long, so it's got some growing to do. I strung up this passion fruit on the ceiling because it was falling all over the Nepenthes. We'll see how that works out. The other one's climbing the window again. I got a water today, which is going to be interesting considering a pulled muscle exactly where I gotta use my muscles to squat because I can't bend over, right? Physical therapy starts in a couple weeks. I haven't gone in yet while my back is still recovering from having been sprained, but maybe in a week or two I'll go and sign up. That might be it for in here that's news. But we're almost at 10 minutes, which is pretty good. So maybe we leave it at that. Is anything else going on in the garden? I'm gonna pull up those little carrot seedlings that are in with that potato onion square in case they turn into Queen Anne's lace and they're disgusting, and I think I'll just plant more of those purple carrots, the cosmic carrots, and some seeds from that mixed colored pack, I guess, again. Yep, I think that's it. Okay, bye. Till next week.